The world is not a monastery. It is a marketplace of competing interests. Niccolò Machiavelli, the most misunderstood philosopher in history, once wrote, "A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good." Most of us are taught to be kind, to turn the other cheek, and to expect fairness. But when someone plays dirty, when they lie, manipulate, or backstab, those moral rules become a prison. Machiavelli's work, specifically The Prince, was not a guide on how to be evil. It was a survival manual for the realist. Today, we are exploring 5 Machiavellian mental tricks to use when someone plays dirty with you. These are the tools of the fox and the lion. We are going to learn how to stop being the victim and start being the strategist. Trick 1. The mirror of deception. When someone plays dirty, they expect you to react with emotion or moral outrage. Do neither. Machiavelli argues that the deceiver will always find someone who will let himself be deceived. The trick is to mirror their behavior back to them, without letting them see your hand. Greene calls this the mirror effect. By mirroring their tactics, you do 2 things. First, you neutralize their advantage, because they are now fighting their own shadow. Second, you force them into a state of psychological discomfort, as they see their own ugliness reflected in your response. If they are being vague, be vague. If they are playing for time, play for time. Never reveal that you know they are playing dirty. Just play the game better than they do. Trick 2. The surgical strike. One of Machiavelli's most cold-blooded lessons is this: injuries should be done all at once, so that being tasted less, they offend less. When someone crosses you, the human instinct is to engage in a series of small, petty retaliations. This is a fatal mistake. Small injuries breed resentment and give your enemy time to plan a counterattack. The samurai called this striking with the intent to end the fight. If you must respond to a dirty player, do not nibble at them. Wait, gather your evidence. Build your leverage. And then, strike once with such overwhelming force and clarity that they are incapable of rising against you again. A single decisive move is perceived as strength. 100 small complaints are perceived as weakness. Trick 3. The mask of virtue. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. This is Law 18 of the Prince. When someone plays dirty with you, your immediate desire is to call them out publicly, to scream "liar" from the rooftops. Machiavelli suggests the opposite. Maintain the mask of the virtuous, calm, and professional individual. The moment you lose your temper, you lose the high ground. In his work on social psychology, Dr. Robert Cialdini notes that people are more likely to believe the person who remains consistent and composed. By staying good in the eyes of the public while strategically maneuvering in private, you force the dirty player to look like the aggressor. Let them be the one who looks crazy. Let them be the one who breaks the social contract. Your calm is your greatest weapon. Trick 4. The fox and the snare. Machiavelli famously wrote that a leader must be both a lion to frighten the wolves and a fox to recognize the snares. Dirty players rely on your predictability. They set traps, emotional triggers, false deadlines, or confidential information to see how you respond. The fox doesn't just avoid the trap. The fox uses the trap to identify the trapper. When you sense someone is playing a game, Stop moving. Observe the pattern. Ask yourself, what reaction do they want from me? As soon as you identify the desired reaction, give them the exact opposite. If they expect anger, give them silence. If they expect fear, give them a smile. By becoming unpredictable, you seize the internal locus of control that Julian Rotter described. You are no longer the prey, you are the observer. Trick 5. Cultivate the power to walk away. Machiavelli's Discourses on Livy teaches that the ultimate power belongs to the person who is not dependent on a corrupt system. People only play dirty with you because they believe you have no other choice but to stay in the game. They believe they have leverage over your job, your reputation, or your emotions. Leverage is an illusion that you choose to believe in. The philosopher Epicurus taught that the greatest fruit of self-sufficiency is freedom. The ultimate mental trick to crush a dirty player is to genuinely not need them. Build your skills, your finances, and your network so that no single person can hold your future hostage. The moment a manipulator realizes that you are willing and able to walk away without looking back, their power evaporates. You cannot play a game with someone who has already left the table. The realist's conclusion: Machiavelli was not teaching us how to be cruel. He was teaching us how to be effective. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. You must be both. When someone plays dirty, do not descend to their level of chaos. Rise to a higher level of strategy. Mirror their tactics, maintain your mask, strike with precision, and always maintain your independence. Remember, the goal isn't just to win. The goal is to ensure they never dare to play dirty with you again. As Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Tell me in the comments, have you ever had to deal with a fox or a wolf in your own life? I read every story. If this Machiavellian insight helped sharpen your perspective, consider subscribing. Let's master the game of life together.